And you know what's cool about ants is that you have the ant eater, right? They actually eat ants, but they eat ants to a certain extent, to where they can't take it in the stomach anymore, then they just build. They don't sit there and just take over the whole ant hill. But it don't matter where an ant is in the world, whatever animal is the top of the food chain, it can't do nothing against an ant. When all the ants come together and go against the lion is done. They come together and go against the elephants is done. It don't matter. The ants, they come against you. So, you know, the scripture says to consider the ant. Read it again. Verse 6 to the top.
Go to the ant, thou sluggard.
And you know what's called about it? It tells you thou sluggard. Because you can't be slothful and lazy when it comes to unifying. When it comes to your brother, to your sister, you gotta be proactive and take the initiative with your people. You know, you gotta consider, okay, what does he need? What does she need? You know, it's not just about yourself, but you see, when you're slothful, you're selfish. Because it's just about you. It's about your sleep. It's about your food. It's about what you got going on. It's not about the other person. It's all about you and your household. And as long as you and your household is good, that's all that matters. It's not about your nation. But the scripture says to consider her ways. It's the only time in the Bible, if I'm not mistaken, that an ant is used. But think about how powerful it is. Because at the end of the day, we're ants. But Esau has made it where we move like individual ants. But you don't see individual ants. If an ant gets hurt, if an ant is hurt, you crush that ant is dead. They come out, they grab him, and they bring him back down the hole. They don't just leave him out there. If an ant is hurt, if an ant is dead, they don't just leave him. Let me go and get him. Oh, yeah. Let me bring him back down into the hole, even though that ant is already dead. That's what they do. So, you know, it's very cold, man. It's a beautiful scripture. Like I said, it's only used once, so you really got to think about it. And that's the thing. We're all ants at the end of the day, so we got to consider.
Go to Isaiah 45, verse 9, because that's very powerful in looking at insects. And then we look at ourselves, it's like, dang, well, why can't we get like that? Well, like we're going over, we literally, we fight against what the Most High is requiring of us. You know, but again, making yourself uncomfortable, putting yourself in a predicament for you to grow, because you see growth through others. It's works. It's like the pyramid scheme. Everybody get on on Instagram, yeah, work for me, get all the dough, do the same steps I've done. You follow it, you come up. But what is it? Skeptical? Nah, man, that ain't right. Yeah, but you just saw 10 people, 12 people pass, got dough. Well, why we got issues? Why we always got a question? But read where you at.
Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 9.
Isaiah 45 and 9. Read.
Woe unto him that striveth with his maker.
See, a lot of us got to understand that we strive with the Heavenly Father. You fight against what the Most High is trying to bring to Israel. Unity. But what does it cost for you to do? It costs you to lower your understanding of what you think is right, of what you think you need, and understand that the Most High is bringing us to something greater. But the thing is that we fight against the Most High. We're like, nah, you know what? Basketball on Saturday? Why? Huh? Everybody's in class on Thursday? I ain't trying to go. Why? Because like you said, selfish. We don't see that, the little small events when brothers come together. What it's doing, what it's building, the phone calls, the conversations. But a lot of us are like, nah, you know what? I want to play my PlayStation 3. Nah, you know what? I'm going to sit up with my boo. I don't want to go nowhere. But the Bible is saying, read that again.
Woe unto him that striveth with his maker.
And woe means destruction. Why do you think our people are destroyed?
Yeah, why is it?
Because we're opposite of what the Most High is requiring of us. Yeah, you want to say something?
It's about that selfishness goes into being inconvenienced. And the problem is Israel doesn't want to be inconvenienced. It's out of the way. It's a part. It's a problem. It's a burden. You know, the late nights, the early mornings. I don't want to play basketball. I don't want to do this. It's an inconvenience. And that's all a part of it.
Well, only when an individual is like that is because they don't see the value in it. When somebody doesn't want to do things and be a part of it, and this is where you see where, in the beginning, I get it. You're a new person, you're learning, but as we grow in the spirit, we have to understand and mature and put away childish things. You're supposed to see the value of unity based on your own circumstance of your household. Right? One thing we tell brothers all the time is the only way your rib is going to be consistent is when you're consistent. So if you learn the value of communication, brotherhood, right? Unity, love, long-suffering, then you can bring that home. Well, brothers, they don't understand that it works hand in hand. You bring these qualities back home, and then she starts to endeavor to keep the unity and the brotherhood and the bond of peace and the sisterhood and go to the sisters for those things. But what happens is, when you're secluded, she's what? She learns how to be secluded. Let's do it ourselves. Do we have to do that? It's always like, do we have to do that? Do we have to be...
Do it with them.
Do we have to do it with them? Can we do it with ourselves?
Yeah.
You, your own person, you, your own individual. Then what you start doing is trying to engraft worldly logic right into the scriptures. So it ain't no more how good and pleasant for brothers to dwell together in unity.
That's right.
It ain't no endeavoring to keep the unity. It ain't none of that. It's, well, you got the Bible too. What's the problem with we doing it what we're doing? Oh, look, we're having unity right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? But remember, you're one household. You're one family. If we all did that at the Passover, will it be a holy convocation? Think about it. 3 main times a year, he summons us up. He said you have to go up to Jerusalem, right? We know one is the Passover, right? What the other one was the what? Tabernacles, right? Right. Now, why though? Because we had all these feast times, but if you leave it up to Israel, what? It's like, well, the car, we ain't got the money. Oh, don't worry, we got a place for y'all. Yeah, but it's like, oh, listen, y'all need the money? Listen, what we do, we're trying to help y'all. Nah. It's like, wait, we came over with all these solutions. We came to help you out. We came over with a place to stay, and you still don't want it? Because you don't see the value in what unity is. And, of course, that's what we're all learning, right? We push it. We see it because we know how, many times brothers were in hurt, in pain, in suffering, whether it was loss or whatever it was. That brother or sister is there to say, hey, I got you. Because my family ain't. Now, I know that some of y'all still got family members that you latch to, right? But these brothers are my family. And I'm saying that to say my family can't really heal me. They can't give me strength. Right? So that's why he said, who is my mother and who is my brother? Because they're not going to come with the knowledge of the scriptures. So, now think about this. Well, why do you go to them still then? Because your two walk together, at least they be agreed. Because you're still in that mind. And then that's why when it comes to the unity is you're still like, nah, I'm good with that. I don't know you. But you're never going to know. You're never going to be able to see unless you give it the opportunity, the chance.
Now, you know what's funny? What's funny is these same type of brothers that will shun the unity, they'll expect that from their rib. They'll expect her to be same mind, same judgment with them. Right. Well, why you didn't do this? You know how I am. You know what I do. No, she don't, because she learned how to be divisive, divided from you. You taught her that wicked example, man. But because we got brothers that they parted ways from us, right? Oh yeah, y'all believe in y'all don't believe in the immaculate conception, right? But then when they got a rib, they expected her.
Or y'all don't believe in immaculate conception.
Right, we don't believe in it, and they do believe in it. So when they got a rib, after they left us, they wanted their rib to be what? Right on point with them. Nah, and what happened? Read that Jeremiah 2:19.
You know what? Let me say this right where you're gonna go there real quick.
That's not only us though. That's like, if you look at all the schools, right? Each cat that didn't like something that school was getting them in. And I'm not talking about the craziness. Obviously, you ain't gonna deal with no madness, right? Those are the exceptions. But I'm saying the ones that don't want to lock into certain perspectives or unity or brotherhood, it's always like, well, why? So it's not us.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm going to say it again. They do that with their regular jobs.
Yeah.
They go to Esau's job like...
You sagging the UPS uniform?
Yeah.
You sagging the
FedEx. Read that Jeremiah 2.
Right.
Yeah, they just got to be rebellious. They got to be, you know what, I got to be my own man. All that stuff, again, Esau pumped into them, but they don't themselves live by it. Y'all got to understand this, man. The powers that be, they do not roll like that. Look at the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. Don't they all look old and decrepit? You can't hardly tell one from the other, right? They're like all the presidents. They did the thing where they morphed them.
They all look
alike. They all looked alike. It was like, holy shit.
Like, how does Obama look like Bush?
Yeah.
Their cousins?
Y'all see that? Well, why? Because they roll the same mind, same judgment. They're all unified, and that's what they teach their children, their children's children. They teach to marry within their tribes and do all that. All that stuff that they don't teach you. They put in their schools, oh, you gotta be an individual. They teach you that like George Washington was this great individual. No, he wasn't. George Washington was in the damn army. You don't get to be a general in an army unless you shed your individualism and become part of a unit.
You conform, yeah.
You conform.
Yeah.
Y'all see that? But you know what's gonna happen to these brothers, these rebellious sisters, that, oh no, y'all do it your way and I do it my way? Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 19.
Raise your voice.
Yeah, read it loud.
Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 19.
There you go.
Thine own wickedness shall correct thee.
See, this is what's going to happen. This is the end of all that rebelliousness. This is the end of all that playing around like you said you want to play and act like, oh, I got an excuse not to unify. I got a reason why that's the wrong thing to do. What's that?
Wait, let me say this, just on this point.
Because they never learn the qualities. They never learned, you know how it says covet the best gifts? You never got any gifts because you were still like, nah, I'm going to do me. And really, what is doing you?
The world. You're just doing the world.
Confusion. I hope you don't hear what he said, but really, what is doing you? What does that mean when brothers say I'm doing me? What?
Being an old man.
Yeah, thank you. You being what?
Old man.
You thinking and acting like the old man. And you not wanting to deal with that man. So what do you say? Nah, I'm going to do me. And that's where, this is really what it all comes down to. Come on, let's be real about it.
It's a facade, though.
Because the most hypocritical thing about you doing you is you end up doing what everybody else does. We got brothers that, oh, I'm going to go do me, and then they went and got tattoos. Nigga, you ain't the only one on the, brother, you ain't the only one on the earth with a tattoo.
Same brother.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm going to go do me, and then they go back to sagging their pants. Like all the other homosexuals on the planet.
Smoking weed.
Yeah, you went and conformed to just something else.
Yeah, very good point.
You know, there's one thing I was watching on it was a show way back on the WB, if y'all even remember that. But, you know, he checked this chick because she used to hang with him in school, and then all of a sudden she wanted to go be an individual. And she was like, you don't understand what I'm trying to do. He's like, yeah, I do. You're trying to be unique, just like everybody else.
Right.
Everybody's trying to be their own person, and all they do is fall in line with something else that everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? You came in, you was a sister, you had a head covering, you were starting to get a name in Israel, then you ditched that, and you went and got the same little bow tie tattoo on the back of your thigh that all the other hoes got.
Right.
Y'all see that? You went back to being on your knees and doing the WAP video that all the other hoes is doing. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I got addicted to TikTok on accident, right?
every other video is some chick that thinks she's the first one to discover the WAP video. Right. So every time you go through TikTok, all you hear is that's a wet, that's a wet, that's a wet, that's a wet. Like every chick on there is doing the same damn dance that every other chick is doing.
Same facial expression.
Right, with the same moves, same expressions, everything. And it's like, but you're doing TikTok because you don't want to be part of a group. You're doing TikTok because now you're secluded in your house being an individual. But you're acting like everybody else.
Right.
You won't obey the scriptures. You want to do the, what did she say? I don't cook, I don't clean.
Right.
You want to be the one that don't cook, don't clean. Guess what? All the hoes out there don't cook and clean.
Right.
You're not unique.
Right.
That's the hypocrisy of this. Like you rebel against the conformity of the scriptures so you can go conform to the devil and go to hell with everybody else. Like, come on, man. That's why he said, wide is the way and broad that lead to hell. Because everybody's going. You ain't unique. You're going to be right there with a pitchfork in your ass just like everybody else. Read that again.
Verse 19. Thine own wickedness shall correct thee.
See that? He said your own wickedness is going to correct you. Because you know what happens when you want to be that unique brother and that unique sister? You're that lone ant that they step on. They don't fear them, they just step on you. See, I won't think twice about stepping on a red ant till I see that hill. Even I won't mess with that. I'll face off with a pit bull, but I won't mess with no anthill. Because there'll be millions of them. You think it's just one sitting on top of that hill? You go to step on him, your feet sink right into that, in that quicksand they done made, and then all of them swarm your ass. There'll be millions of them come out. Your own wickedness will correct you. You're going to be that lone ant by yourself getting stepped on. Read on.
And thy backsliding shall reprove thee.
See, and all that backsliding you did, you're going to end up right in the mud with everybody else.
Right, and that's usually what it comes back down to is like the scripture we quoted earlier, right? Woe to him that is left alone. When he falls, who will be there to pick him up, right? Usually when you grab somebody, they're slipping, right? They're falling, right? And they're going backward, right? They're going to go back to where they went to. And a lot of times brothers don't see it like you're just going back to the same old mentality that the world put you out of. Remember, why are you a Hebrew Israelite? Why did you stop Christmas? Why? Why did you do that? To be like who? Right, so why are we doing all these things? Why do we need to be unified? Why do we got to be together? Why do we be in one mind, one judgment? Why does the Bible tell you that we're one body? Just different members. Right? Because we're trying to be like Yahweh Shai. A lot of us don't get that. We're thinking like, well, I am like Yahweh Shai, but you're not. You're not, because was Yahweh Shai an individual? Huh? Was he doing his own thing? No, he was right there with those apostles, working, building, strengthening, helping, loving, long-suffering with those people. Go look at Peter. Go look at Paul. Try to say they were individuals. Oh, man. Paul was a perfect example, right? All right, so let's jump. Let's do this. Go ahead.
Right, go back to Ephesians. Read that for me.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 2.
Oh, is it? No. Oh, go ahead.
With all lowliness
Right.
and meekness.
Go ahead.
With long suffering.
Read on.
Forbearing one another.
So we know that we have to have these attributes for unity to stand. Go ahead. He said, doing what?
Forbearing one another.
Go ahead.
In love.
Read on.
Endeavoring.
See, we have to endeavor. You have to pack up 5 cars, drive 30-something hours with babies in the back screaming. It'd been easy to turn around in 5 hours of the trip. And man, it's too much. But no, we got to endeavor. We got to push. We got to go through things that normal individuals don't deem necessary. That's what endeavoring means. I'm going to put myself in positions that, who said it, being uncomfortable. right? I'm going to make myself uncomfortable to build unity. You have to. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy feat. Go ahead.
God, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit.
Right?
In the bond of peace.
See, it's about being bonded in the Spirit. It's about what?
The bond of peace.
The bond of what?
Peace.
See, a lot of us don't have peace.
Right.
A lot of us are not at peace. A lot of us don't know how to attain peace, and it's easy. Peace is a byproduct of unity. Right? Go to Colossians.
And just on the
2 and 2.
Yeah, just on your definition of the endeavoring.
Right.
I think everybody wants that.
Go ahead. Yeah, get that.
It says an exertion.
Hey, what?
An
You
exertion?
gotta exert yourself. Like, you know, when you go to the gym and you do 1,000 reps, you do 1,000 reps and the muscles is twitching, and you like, man, I can't get no more. When you muster up the strength to knock out 10 more, you gotta exert yourself. What else?
It says exertion.
Right?
Sorry.
It should say mental and physical.
An exertion of physical strength.
Right?
Or the intellectual power.
So you got to use your intellect. What intellect have we been given? Well, we've been given the reasons to unify. We've been given the summons to get together. The Sabbath, these are my holy days, right? Sabbath, let's get together. Let's get together on the feast days. Now, let's remove those real quick. Not saying we don't do the feast, but we've also been given other things to unify in. Within each individual body or school, there's things that are set up for us to endeavor. We got sisters with garments, right? We got a Hebrew Academy for brothers. We got street speaking. We got class. So you have to push yourself past your excuses. Flyers. You got to push yourself past the excuses on why not to show up. You have to endeavor and say, wait a minute. What is Satan trying to do? Well, he's trying to break the unity within me. He's trying to steal my peace. Think about it, man. The things that you, for those that are able to be around at the different, here in VA and over at Houston, just think about when you're going through something, you step into that building and you're able to just counsel with a brother face to face. Or even just the shalom, how you doing? Sometimes just those words alone can put you at peace. Or when you're going through something and you can just make a phone call and your whole mind is set where it should be. Those are the things that we should be doing. But Satan wants you to not make the phone call, fall to your temptations. This is what Satan wants. Hold that, go to Proverbs 18 and verse 1.
Just on your point,
like Rob said about the answers about a lot of brothers are slothful. They're mentally slothful. That's why I said it's an exertion of your intellectual power.
Right.
A lot of brothers don't want to think past what they have to do to be around.
Yeah.
What can I,
think past the excuses.
Think past the excuses, think past the trip, think past the, let's say you may have some roadblocks that didn't come up, what happens? It came up, I'm done.
Yeah.
No, how about we think past that, move around it, and keep on rolling?
Yeah, and it's simple because
you have the resource to be able to help. That's where the comfort should come from, knowing that if there's an obstacle laid in my way, I have a way to maneuver around that, to dig under it, to hop over it, to go sidestep. But what happens is this, Proverbs 18 verse 1.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Through desire a man.
Through what?
Desire a man.
This is not a righteous desire. This is through the desire to follow excuses. This is through the desire to be lazy and slothful. Read.
Having separated himself.
Wait, what do we do?
Having separated himself.
So you step out of the strength. You step out of the unity. Go ahead.
Seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom.
Go ahead.
A fool hath no delight in understanding.
Wait, what happened?
A fool hath no delight in understanding.
So you don't want to understand why it's important. You don't want to understand why it's necessary for us to join together more than just feast days. You don't want to understand, well, I know I got a fellowship, but aren't we supposed to agree?
Right.
I love that one. The ones that don't agree, but they want to just be here anyway. They want to sit around. What are you here for? Ask yourself, who sent you? And what you going to do it quickly. Do it quickly, man, so we can
move on with building and trying to set ourselves at peace. Can I? You had something?
No, just to finish the definition on with that.
Okay, go ahead.
It says, towards the attainment of an object.
So what are we trying to obtain?
Yeah.
We're trying to obtain peace. I know the thoughts that I have towards you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Right? Read that Colossians.
Colossians chapter 2, verse 2.
Go ahead.
That their hearts might be comforted,
Read.
being knit together in love.
See, we gotta have the same love. It says perfect love cast out fear.
Huh?
We have to have the same love one towards another.
No, I was gonna say you said something earlier about being together, unifying, and it hit me like, in the kingdom, what are we gonna do in the kingdom? We're gonna be what? Who knows? I want to see if y'all thinking, or is that time?
Oh, no, ain't never that.
What's that, Karazai?
I was going to say unified.
Huh?
Unified.
What are we going to be doing in the kingdom? What's the one major thing we're going to be doing in the kingdom? After we get all the nations right and everything, what are you going to be sitting around doing with your nation? What?
Teaching the law.
No, and I'm saying no, you're wrong on that one, because the law is going to be in our inward part. We ain't going to be teaching the law to Israelites.
Coming to the nation.
Okay, yeah, no, I said, what are we going to be doing together with your nation?
Yeah, after we get the nations right,
Right.
the kingdom is established, what are we going to be doing?
What are we going to be doing together with your nation? Go ahead, Denise.
Coming together.
Coming together for what?
Feast days, holy days.
Right. And what is that going to consist of? What?
Praising Yahweh.
Everybody's right. But remember, brothers and sisters, if we keep thinking like the most shallowest understanding when we read these scriptures, then you guys are going to not understand the depthness of why we are, and you guys are, everybody's right. We're going to be doing all that. But how can we do that? What qualities have to be in us to do any of that? You understand?
Oh, we read in Ephesians.
Like, we're going to be doing that, yes. But how? We have to have love in us. Y'all, you think we're going to be in the kingdom evil-eyed? No. You think that, look, I'm going to show you something real quick. Just real quick. Romans 14 and 17. Real quick. Let me show y'all. Go ahead, Benaiah. You got it? Dang. All right.
Quick.
That was quick.
Hebrew Academy.
But listen, stop chewing that gum, number one, and let me hear you loud. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 14, verse 17.
There we go.
For the kingdom of God is not meat and drink.
Yeah, the kingdom of the Most High. If you're just thinking, oh, we just gonna get together and we gonna be eating chicken and turkey and passing it and like we're damn brutes.
Flask of wine.
Right, flask of wine and throwing wine everywhere, and there's gonna be women all around us saying, yes, Lord, yes. Right? That's you got it wrong. That's not the essence of the kingdom.
That's part of it.
That's part of it, but that's not the essence. Watch, read.
But righteousness.
But what?
But righteousness.
What? Wait a minute. Where did we get righteousness from?
The law.
He said, who are these that are dressed in white? He said, these are they that came through much tribulation. Right? Those were the ones building the unity, the brotherhood, the compassion, the long-suffering, the patience, the kindness. Everybody keeps thinking, like the church, you're just going to pop up in the kingdom and be right. What's going to happen to us before we get to the kingdom? The what?
The wilderness.
And what's going to happen in the wilderness, Bakar? But why are there still rebels? And you see the chariots, you see the UFOs, you see the Hellshire come. Why are there still rebels?
There's rebels in the world.
Because you know why? The ones that got this knowledge, they rejected every step because it wasn't your way. I don't want to do it that way. You keep thinking, because I put off Christmas, that's it. You keep thinking because you don't eat pork, that's it. Brothers, sisters, it's more. The fruits of the Spirit got to be in you, and they're not going to get in you just by what? Standing around. It's going to be by you applying them, trying yourself, putting yourself in the predicament to show yourself what you really love. You ain't around long enough to know what love is. You pop in just to be seen. How do you know who to love? This is why y'all, that's so evil. Why there's no peace. Because you pop in, you don't really understand what it takes to love. You do it in your relationships. You with them a whole year, what? You ready to cut? She's waiting, yeah, this nigga's sorry. This guy's off. This brother's off. Right? Like, that's what we do. Look at all the rappers. Why? Because they don't endeavor to keep unity. They ain't putting themselves in those predicaments. And we got to stop thinking they're just going to pop in us. These qualities are not going to just be pop in you because you stop eating pork. We all stop eating pork. But are there individuals? Yes. Are there brothers that lack trust? Yes. Unity? Yes. I can't go to you because I'm not striving and unifying with you. Are brothers going through adversity? I ain't going through nothing with you. I'm going to show up, church, and then do my thing. So we got to be clear that these qualities are going to be in us because we practice the quality. Y'all get it? Right? Right. I'll get it. Let me finish this and it's going to go right into it. Go ahead.
And peace.
Right. It says, for the kingdom of the Most High is not meat and drink. It says, but righteousness and peace. The peace of mind is going to be, you know why you're not going to be a rebel? Because you understand about unity, brotherhood, all these things in the wilderness. When Christ got us and the angels around us, you think, oh, I'm going to snap it and be scared and just follow. No, that's BS. You're going to go to what? What's in you. You're going to go to what is naturally in you. Did they not do it in the wilderness? Right? They were took it through the Red Sea, and you would think, whoa, they seen all these plagues, they should have got it. No. It's supposed to be the practice of these things, and when you get in that wilderness, you're going to be watching the rebels, you're going to be like, okay, I dealt with this before. Many a times. For the last such and such years, I had to deal with knuckleheads, rebellious, or my family members. Oh, they were divided. You got cats clicking up over here. You got cats clicking up over there. But what did I understand? Why those things hurt our nation? Why hatred and division and separation hurt our people? And you stood bright, shining, righteous, endeavoring to keep the unity and the bond of peace. But the rebels are like, what? I never mess around with y'all cats anyway, right? So I'm going to do me over here. You know what I mean? Right? Y'all do you. It's like, but we just came out together. Why are we still individuals? Y'all see this? So it says peace. Go ahead.
And joy in the Holy Ghost.
And joy in the Holy Spirit. Are y'all listening? Righteousness, peace, and joy in the Spirit. We constantly think it's the eating, the drinking, the garments, all these things. No, it's righteousness.
Inner workings.
The inner workings of what is supposed to be motivating you to do what you do. Yeah, the garments and all that, the gatherings and the food is going to be there. But what did Paul say? You got places to eat at home. Yeah. What are we supposed to be getting from these moments? And not just feast moments, but the moments of the things we're fighting for together. You know what I mean? Those moments. You're supposed to say something.
You know why you got to have righteousness coupled with the meat, the drink?
Right.
Because then, like you said, we be getting together for feast and just getting faded. Right? And then what does that turn into? So I got a problem with you, contention, strife, rebuke that man at the wine, cats is getting rebuked. This man, he hates me. It turns into something that it shouldn't be, right? But think about it. Don't they unify in the world when they do barbecues? When they do our block parties? Well, why is niggas getting shot at the block party?
Right.
To build the community, somebody got shot. Well, they forgot to have righteousness along with the meat, the drink. They forgot that.
Block party. Those are at family reunions.
Yeah, family reunion. Whatever gathering our people take pride in gathering.
Right.
You got niggas getting killed at funerals. Why? Because they left the righteousness part out, but they knew that they had to come together for something, but in what mind? And what purpose? Go back to that Colossians real quick. I'll let you come, and then you can come.
Okay.
I just want to make a point on this Colossians. Read that real fast.
Colossians chapter 2, verse 2.
Right? We're talking about this peace, this comfort, why we don't have it. Go ahead.
That their hearts might be comforted.
Right?
Being knit together.
See, because it's all about our mind state. It's all about us being in the same mind. What are we here to do for one another? Well, what position? It goes back to knowing what you are supposed to be doing as a man and a woman as an Israelite. What part do I play in comforting the next man? Why do we gather? Is it for the food, the drink, or is it to comfort one another? I take comfort in being around brothers. You know why? I don't have to worry about who's trying to steal my rib. I ain't got to worry about what nigga's checking out my garment to rob me. I don't got to worry about if a cat gonna lead me down the alley, right, and set me up. I don't got to worry about that. I'm comforted. I can literally pass out in the midst of brothers and know that I'm making it home safe. Right? They ain't gonna draw weird things on my face, feel me, right? You know how they do it in college. I take comfort in knowing that these brothers got my back. I'm comforted. Sisters, even the sisters, that the sisters have our best interests. Think about it. Where can you drop your child off and not even consider where he's at? Nowhere. But guess what? Noah go to his house, I don't even think. Noah go to his house, I don't even think like, okay, are they feeding him pork? Wait a minute, is he showing them something weird on YouTube? Wait a minute, is he getting touched on? Wait a minute, is he just being left to himself?
But you can't gain that. Y'all got to think about this. You can't just gain that out of nowhere.
You got to practice it.
We all think, like, man, am I going to leave my child with this? So with this brother or people, and then they're going to take care of them, right? It's natural, right?
Yeah.
Why can't we just say, I know, same thing with my daughters, like, I leave him over there, he ain't going to be looking at me butt and, you know what I mean, trying to fill on him and touch him. How do I know that? Because I know them that labor among me.
Because you know what's wild? I'll give y'all a story real quick. I sent my daughter out to him for what, a couple months?
Yeah.
And my mom, she was like, wait a minute, you just sent her out to this random people? I was like, no, first of all, he ain't random. But she was like, well, what about this? She was coming with all the things that don't put you at peace. And me, I'm like, I almost had to just tell her, shut up, to stop talking, because to go through and try to explain that I'm at peace with dropping off my daughter and leaving her in a whole other state in the middle of a pandemic and not even caring, not how she's going to get home, she's going to get home. How she got there, she got there. I didn't care about any of that. Why? Because of who it was. Now, the funny part was I had all the worries in the world trying to send her out there to my mom. And I didn't send her. That's my mama. I didn't send her. I was like, hold up. Wait. So they got weed in the house? They got this? I'm not sending her. She's like, but I'm not smoking it. But I'm like, you don't have control of your house. I'm going to worry about sending my kids to a brother and they catching a contact high. I'm not going to worry about that. I don't got to worry about them catching a contact porn flick and picking up some bad habit. I can know that they're going to get checked and reproved and corrected. And I'm like, bring it on. That's what they need. I'm at peace. I'm comfortable. I can send my rib with any brother and know that it ain't going to be that he was trying to get with her. I'm at peace, but you can't be at peace like that, even with your own family sometimes, where you don't feel comfortable sending your rib with your older brother or your younger brother. Because what's he doing? Where's his righteousness at? Where's his level of love and compassion? Where's it at? Well, it's non-existent. That's why you have to have the righteousness and all these things to bring the comfort, to bring the joy. I know you had something.
Let me throw this one real quick. Just
Yeah.
please.
It's
right on what y'all saying, though. It ain't gonna throw nothing off. John 13 and 34 and 35. It's right on the point we're talking about. Go ahead, read that.
John chapter 13, verse 34.
Yeah.
A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
Go ahead.
By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples.
But once again, is love just because we're like a movie star? Oh, I love Will Smith. Right? Could we really just use that word so loosely?
we do though.
Well, not us.
Yeah.
Because we understand that really means that, there was something created. A unity, a brotherhood, a observation.
A mind state.
Actions, there you go. It ain't like we walking around talking about we love Will Smith. Why? Because we know we don't love that. Right? We don't love his lifestyle. We don't love his actions. And generally we know he's a brother, but
we don't know him.
Yeah, we don't know him. So we can't say, oh yeah, I love that brother. This love, and I'm going to come back to you, this love was built through brotherhood. We got to start reading this vague value. Yeah, love the brothers. That's built.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Nicodemus.
America teaches that love is all smushy, chill bumps.
Right.
Hair raising up on your own.
Butterflies in the stomach.
Right. They don't know his actions and the judgment that now this individual is really going to be riding and dying with me if it needed to be. Not just I'm saying it, but I watch, I build, I lost, he was there, she was there. That's what unity and brotherhood's built on. Just one more time, 35. Come on.
Verse 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another.
Yeah.
Just right on with that. This is why it's detrimental that y'all practice these things now. Give me Ezekiel real quick, chapter 20. Y'all gotta practice this now because just like he was saying earlier, you're not gonna go from here and then we all just dancing and singing on clouds with butt naked with harps in the kingdom of heaven. Is that what y'all still think? Yeah, y'all still got the church mentality that you're gonna end up on your own little private cloud, just butt naked playing the harp for eternity? Right? Letting it all hang out? Nah, that's church, man. That's what they tell you. You die, you beam up, you go to heaven. Nah, man. When we start getting in this kingdom, there's still going to be those that are going to have to be put to death. Right. When all the nations, when the 2/3, when everybody's wiped out, burnt with their own nuclear destruction, this is going to happen. Read that. Ezekiel, what, 20 verse 37?
38.
Come.
38.
Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 38.
No, 37. Yeah.
Verse 37. And I will cause you to pass under the rod.
See, this is what's going to happen. He's going to have all of us passing under the rod, man, that rod of correction. Because we're still not going to be perfect. He's still going to be like, hey, well, you tone that down.
Yep.
There's still going to be brothers out there that just want to do their own way. There's still going to be sisters like, oh, I still want to wear pants. He said, I'm going to cause you to pass under the rod. Go ahead.
And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
See, he's going to bring us back to the covenant, back to the law, the statutes, and commandments, and remind us and chip off all those imperfections. Go ahead.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels.
See, he's going to purge out the rebels. There's still going to be rebels. Like I said, when Christ comes, we're not all just going to float up into the clouds. Forget all that rapture, Christian, all that BS they taught you. You don't just, you disappear and your clothes are left in a pile and you're gone. You understand?
In heaven.
Right. Go ahead.
And them that transgress against me.
See, there's still going to be those transgressing against the Most High, man. They're still going to be trying to break and do their own thing. Go ahead.
I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn.
Right.
And they shall not enter into the land of Israel.
See that? There's going to be, After the 2/3 get wiped out, there's still going to be somewhere you got to be like, nope, you ain't coming in. You think you're going to do it your own way? Nope. You go over there and hang out with the Chinese and make silk. you go over there and hang out with the Australians and bang kangaroos or whatever the hell you were on. Because you ain't doing that in Israel. Go ahead.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord. As for you, O house of Israel, thus saith the Lord God, go ye, serve ye every one his idols, and hereafter also.
That's it on that.
Right.
Let's jump back.
Come.
Right, so from there, let me just get one more. Go to Acts real quick. Go to Acts 4.
But again, that's why it's imperative that y'all start practicing these things now. That love one toward another, that being charitable, coming and visiting each other, helping each other out. All these things that the scriptures are telling us, it's imperative you rehearse the righteous acts now. Because again, you don't want to have that where you didn't perfect it out of yourself, you didn't get that out of yourself, and then Christ got to do it for you. Christ got to say, nope, you ain't coming to Israel with that. You're not going to get to come into the promised land with that mentality. Look at Moses. He got to where he thought he was home free. Oh, we got out of Egypt, we're good, right? I've been leading the people, I'm doing what I got to do. And then he struck the rock. He decided to do it his own way. What the Most High said? You're going to see the promised land, but you ain't going in. Even Moses, man. So if you think you're getting in being a rebellious wife, if you think you're getting in talking about I ain't going to gather with the brothers, and you don't get that out of you right now, if you think that's getting in the kingdom, nope. You're not going to be able to slide, man. You ain't going to be able to fake it. Because he's going to make you pass under the rod. He's going to find out what that flaw is in you. And he's going to say, nope. See, that passing under the rod, that's an idiom. That's what shepherds do with the sheep. They make them pass under the rod. And if one is messed up, if he's walking funny, he hits his head on the rod. Okay, we're going to move him out. Y'all see that? If he's imperfect, if his neck's too long, if he's got a third leg or a fifth leg or something like that, he's not going to walk right and pass under that rod like all the rest of the sheep. And so that's how he weeds them out. That's what he's going to do with Israel, man.
Let me just say this. The reason why we're going into this, remember, we're going to have 8 days off. No class. It's going to be a lot of food and drinking, so.
And righteousness.
And righteousness, of course. Y'all know, we're all moving here in the spirit. You know what I mean? We've been here for a few days moving in the spirit of unity. Drinking and eating, and ain't nobody slug each other or fight each other. It's been beautiful. It's really been beautiful. But so we're gonna finish up this class, because there's a last point we gotta go into. Brothers and sisters need. Yeah. But we can have 8 days off. Y'all know we're not going to have class for 8 days. For y'all online, you're not going to see us. So we'll be back after the 8 days.
Yeah. Go to Acts 4:32. Just really, just finishing up this comfort piece, and then we'll transition to the next point. Acts 4:32. Read that.
Acts chapter 4 and verse 32.
Go ahead.
And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart.
Go ahead.
And of one soul.
Right, so think about it. Again, you have all different sects of Israelites. But what was it really about? Well, we're supposed to believe the same things. We're supposed to agree on everything. What is a fringe? What is this? What is that? Is it the border of blue or the border of scarlet? Well, what does the Bible say? See, the ones that believe, they're going to endeavor enough to find out, well, let's get it right. See, a lot of the times, I'll use me and Kazaki, we'll talk. And I don't always agree on every little nuance. But we talk, we go to the scriptures, we go here, we go and we endeavor amongst even ourselves to make sure, wait a minute, what are we bringing to the people? We have to make sure that it's right. Are we speaking the same things? But the believers are going to do that. We believe that what we're doing in the Most High in Christ is the right thing. So why not do it right? But it takes that fight, that endeavor. That's how you also are put at peace as a leader. Because you don't have to think, well, am I leading the congregation astray? Be not many masters, because you will receive the greater condemnation.
If you try to be an individual in the inception, then when you get up in these positions and you're an individual, then you're going to come off like you can't be told nothing. Nobody can tell you anything. You're not going to change. You're going to be the way you are. So you got to start in the beginning. This is why the Most High takes us through these things, so we can learn these things. And as we grow and as you get older, you can see the value in it and how it's going to help you and keep you level-headed within the body, within the nation.
Right. Read it from the top. Read on.
And the multitude of them that believed
Go ahead.
were of one heart
Right.
and one soul.
Read.
Neither said any of them that aught of the things.
Right, so if you get the little backstory, this is when the apostles send out a decree. Everyone bring and sell possessions, bring the money, bring possessions. Why? So we can all be in an equality. Right, go ahead.
Neither said if any of them
Right.
that aught of the things which he possessed was his own.
Right, see, everyone was in the same mind that my house is your house. My car is your car. In righteousness, we're going to share everything. That should bring us a level of comfort. Knowing that when we gather together, the ones that came from Houston, we're basically all in the same house. And we got to do everything in that mind. That if one has it, we all have it. If I run out of diapers for my son, I should be comforted knowing that the next person is going to say, here's a diaper for your son. Or a few. I shouldn't have to fret like, man, where am I going to get diapers from? Something so basic of a need. Or where am I going to get toothpaste or soap if I forgot mine? Nah, there's plenty of soap. Look, grab you one. All things in common. That's a level of peace and tranquility. Finish it up.
But they had all things common.
Right, they have all things common. Jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14.
34.
Verse 34.
Right?
Neither was there any among them that lacked.
Think about that. When you can have a full mind that no matter what I don't have, I still don't lack. Think about it. I don't have it, but I'm not lacking. Because I do have it. Go ahead.
For as many as were possessors of lands or houses sold them.
Right?
And brought the prices of the things that were sold.
Go ahead.
And laid them down at the apostles' feet.
Read.
And distribution. Distribution.
Right, no, all that's mine, yo.
Distribution.
No, well, you know what? I'm going to take all this right here, and y'all work with the rest.
And distribution.
Go ahead.
Was made unto every man.
Right.
According as he had need.
See, it was about how do I get the things that I need. Well, it all came through unity. It all came from being at peace. Now, as we go into this next point, we got to ask ourselves, why does the unity dry up? You know when they say the well runs dry? The oil is drying up. The gold is drying up. Why does unity dry up? What are some of the causes? Well, go to 1 Corinthians 1:13. As you ponder on that question, I'm going to ask y'all the Bible is going to ask you another question. 1 Corinthians 1 verse 13.
1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 13.
Go ahead.
Is Yahushua divided?
Read it again.
Is Yahushua divided?
Read it again.
Is Yahushua divided?
For a lot of us, he is. For a lot of us, how to worship Yahushua and the Most High, it's different. It's a different way. Well, no, I'm going to do it this way. You know what? Y'all gathering for y'all feast, I'm going to do my own Passover. We've heard that. I've heard that. I'm going to do my own Passover. Well, we all gather. We're supposed to come together and do it together. How you going to do your own Passover when you brand new? You don't even know how to do a Passover.
You're asking us.
You asking us how to cook the lamb. Well, it's in the scriptures.
Gotta love Israel.
Is Yahushua divided? Well, man, you gotta understand what's going on with our people. We are programmed to take things and divide it and run into a corner and deal with only the parts that we want to deal with. That's what it boils down to. Is Yahushua divided? Of course he's not. But how does he become divided? Well, we're going to baptize Gentiles and get them into the kingdom. Well, where does it say that? Where does it say we can do that and that's what will happen? You see that? We want to take the parts that are comfortable for us. Well, this is what makes me feel comfortable. Is baptizing Gentiles so they can make it. This is what makes me feel comfortable. Teaching this or teaching that. But where does that division come from? Jump from there. Go to Baruch 3:13. Stole your scripture. Baruch 3:13. As you ponder on where it comes from, read Baruch 3 and verse 13.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 13.
Go ahead.
For if thou hast walked in the way of the Most High.
Right, there is no division in the Most High. He said one Lord, one Spirit, one baptism. If you walked in the way, if you endeavored, then you would understand. Wait a minute. We got to be knitly joined together with no breach, no schisms. Read.
Thou shouldest have dwelled in peace.
See, we should. It goes right back to the peace of mind. Go ahead.
Forever. Learn where is wisdom.
Wait, do what?
Learn where is wisdom.
But Kazaki so eloquently put it, a lot of brothers and sisters don't stick around long enough to see where the wisdom is coming from, or how to apply it in all circumstances, or how to be balanced with wisdom. He said, learn where is wisdom. Go ahead.
Where is strength?
Where is what?
Strength.
Where is what?
Strength.
See, there's strength in unity. It's weakness in individuality. There's strength in putting off that old man.
That's right.
And everything that he does and how he looks and conforming to Christ. There's a real strength in that. You got to be strong. You got to be strong to assimilate into the Most High's army. The weakness is not wanting to. Go ahead.
Where is understanding?
Where is what?
Understanding.
Go ahead.
That thou mayest know also where is the length of day.
Come on.
And light. Where is the light of the eye.
Go ahead.
And peace.
And peace. Now, who knows? Where does the unity dry up? What dries it up? Who thinks they know? Where does it come from? What?
Lack of care, love.
Lack of care, love. That's absolutely right. Who else?
Patience.
Lack of patience. What else? What type of? Go. Anybody else? Sis, Rosa. Lack of communication. Yeah. But what are these things? When you lack, what are they? No, sorry, what?
Evil suspicion.
So what is that? What is that?
Misunderstandings.
What it is it's a mental. There's a mental defect. There's a mental breach. Right? So from there, go to Ephesians 4:17. Go to Ephesians 4:17.
Song, you hit it right up point.
It was on point. It was right. You're right. But let's go to Ephesians 4. Where does it come from? Where does the evil suspicions come from? Ephesians 4 and verse 17. Read.
Ephesians chapter 4 verse 17.
Come on.
This I say, therefore.
Right.
And testify.
Right.
In the Lord that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles.
See, the defect comes because you want to walk like the other Gentiles. You want to walk like that Gentile state of mind, old American Negro. You want to walk like a slave, man.
Or the movies they pumped into y'all, man. Who lived through the 80s? Who was all the heroes?
Pimps.
Give me Rambo. Who else?
Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Commando, right?
Yeah.
Right. It was always just that one man against the whole damn world, right? But did those men ever have peace? Did they ever have peace?
They were always the lone wolf.
Yeah.
No woman.
Rambo walked through a town, there'd be 5 people in the town, and they all want to kill him.
Yep.
Why? He didn't have no unit.
Nope.
You don't see that? You gotta think about this, man. Whenever you watch any of the war movies, Jarhead, what's the other ones, man, where there was a whole army, Platoon, right? Saving Private Ryan. They dropped on the scene, man. Everybody started running, right? And they might try to pop a few shots, but everybody took off, scattered. But when Rambo came, it was like 90 people with machine guns shooting at him. And if it wasn't for movie magic, he would have been a piece of Swiss cheese, man.
Right.
But everybody was on it. They didn't see him as a threat. Why? Because it was just that one man.
Right.
See that? And we got to put away that movie mentality, man, that it's us against the world, one man against the world. You know what I mean? I'm special, I'm Rambo, I'm Commando, I'm so. No, you're not. You better get with a damn unit, man. You better get with your nation.
I'm gonna be myself and I.
Yeah, because again, Esau don't roll like that. All them Rambos and all that, you know what they do with them? Drum them right out of the military. Them niggas end up losing their mind and shooting from a bell tower somewhere.
Or from the back of a station wagon.
Yeah, they drum them right out of the military, man. Because they want unity. They don't want some brother going off lone wolf, diving into some tunnel and trying to kill the whole enemy by himself. They want a man that's going to be with the unit and watch out for his brother. Y'all remember that movie 300? What did they want?
Unity.
You got to be able to watch out for the man next to you.
The man on the left.
Right, you know.
You too short because you can't guard the man next to you.
Yeah,
the hunchback.
Lift your shield above your thigh.
Let me say something on that point. You just brought it out. Like,
When you go back to the 7 Maccabean brothers, what is the one thing they wanted to do from the mother? Starting with the mother, what did they do?
Don't do that.
They'll do it? I would have to.
Another class.
I would have to do it. This is 1 point.
Go ahead.
Okay, he gave me the okay. What's this 1 point? Think about it. They came to the mother and they were putting doubt in the mother so the mother could put doubt and division in the kids. And it would wrinkle through the whole, from the priest to from the mother, from the priest to the mother to the kids.
Yeah, they didn't talk to him as a group.
No.
Man broke them up.
Yeah, they did the, what's it?
Like how they interrogate them out.
Yeah, the what?
First 48?
Yeah, they do like the first 48. They separate them.
Interrogation room.
And they, what? Speak all their mess in their ears to divide and conquer.
Yep.
We only are taught these things now. But look at our forefathers. They stuck tight together and they died together. They were boiled together. But nowadays, what happens when you separate them? I don't know this guy. What I gotta really, what I'm gonna die for you for? You know what I mean? Right now, I want y'all to close your eyes and ask yourself, you don't have to close your eyes, but you gotta ask yourself this. Pick any brother in here that you know by name and say if the cops pulled you to the side and said, listen, he got child porn, we caught him. Are you going to believe that without any evidence?
And if you don't,
y'all be lying.
You gotta add this though.
I know you a celibate.
If you don't rat.
Wow, really?
If you don't rat, we putting the porn on.
You know, doggone well, some cats you'd be like,
I see
you
them
know
looking
what?
at one time.
I was getting some vibes from him on that.
Right. Yeah. Because when I was
getting some vibes.
Cat's hair started turning rainbow colors.
Right.
Somebody
can pull him right now and be like, oh yeah, he was selling dope. Well, no, just put that in your, you know how I know, and I know okay, I get it. I'm just getting at y'all. But think about online.
Yep.
How many people can jump on Facebook, disfame somebody or talk about somebody, and you be right there like, I kind of was thinking that too. You don't know them from spit where.
I can see that.
All you do is you judging off of his Facebook. Right? You see a big problem with Israel? That love and unity is not established. They keep us divided. Right? To where you won't even see the evidence first. And it'll throw doubt in your mind about that brother or sister.
It's terrible.
Read that from the top.
This I say therefore,
right?
That testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles.
Right, read.
In the vanity.
In the what?
In the vanity.
Come on.
Of their mind.
Right, see, it's about that vain thought in your mind. We can't be like the old man that was vain in his goings and his comings, vain in his speech. There was a lot of nothingness there, things of no value. Go ahead.
Having the understanding dark.
Having what?
Having the understanding dark.
See, that evil suspicion, that mind comes from having your understanding darkened. You fail to get the understanding. You fail to endeavor. You fail to find out. Well, why do we have to unify for basketball on whatever day? Why is it important? You automatically went to anti. You automatically went to forwardness, and that put something in your mind. It took away the pureness.
Yeah, listen, when you deal in those situations, just a basketball thing is funny because you can learn a lot about a man in a stressful situation, right? When he's getting fouled, popped in his eye, his ankles are getting broke,
getting pushed into the grass when he's taking jumpers.
Certain qualities within us, and we're going to be able to see certain qualities. Isn't that real? That's real. You can judge. See, cats don't understand that you can learn and say, dang, I'm watching this guy still be disciplined, still be brotherly, still apply the attributes of the Spirit right when he just got popped in the eye like that. Right? Or look at how he just pushed them out of the way. But our people don't think like that. They're like, oh yeah, y'all just playing ball. Yeah, y'all didn't do nothing important. Like I did that in the world with Jake. Yeah, but you thought like Jake. You act like Jake. We're Hebrews, so when we roll with each other, we're conscious and understanding. And when you do see the brother get out of order, what you gonna hear? Hey, you gotta keep your discipline. Right? You gotta keep some order, bro. We're not Jake out here, right? We're not these cats in the world. So let's keep our order. We're going to be the example of everybody around us.
Right, go ahead.
Having the understanding dark.
Right.
Being alienated.
Being what?
Alienated.
Separated, man. You automatically said, I'm going to be separate because of the things that I didn't want to do. You mentally block yourself away from brothers, the strength, the wisdom, the understanding. Go ahead.
From the light of the Most High.
Right.
Through the ignorance.
Through the what?
Through the ignorance.
Yeah, you let ignorance take hold. And it's the same ignorance we roll with as Jake. Well, I don't want to do that, and I don't want to care why. You just know you don't want to do something, right? I'm going to stand on my square. Niggas can't get me to do this that I don't want to do. I'm a grown man. That's ignorant talk. Go ahead.
That is in them.
Right?
Because of the blindness.
See, read.
Of their heart.
Yeah, your mind has been blinded by the God of this world. Go from there. Go to Ecclesiasticus 3:24. Somebody else give me 1 Timothy 1:19. You want that one, Ralph? Yeah. 1 Timothy, Ecclesiasticus 3:24.
God, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion.
Now think about it. If your opinion comes from lack of understanding, lack of wisdom, lack of care, lack of even wanting to know, how can your opinion be of any value? Well, it can't. It can't. Your opinion on how to unify is not the right way. But where does it come from? Again, it comes from that mental disorder that I gotta look and check on everything. What they over here doing? Let me peel back the curtain and let me look, but not really try to understand. Let me judge. Let me rebuke, but not get the full understanding of what I'm seeing. See, the scriptures say, judge righteous judgment. It said, not by the sight of your eyes or the hearing of your ears, right? Isaiah 11:1 down. He said, but judge righteous judgment. Meaning you got to put the sight together with the hearing, together with the understanding, with the communication. You got to put all these things together and understand, why did we have to do it? Why should we have to be summoned? Well, because it's in Israel naturally not to want to show up to nothing. That ain't free. The only thing we show up to for free is drinks. Ladies' night, Free bar. Oh, they got some free barbecue over there.
Cats are paid at 20.
But we'd rather get it free. Right? We'll rather get it free, man. Where you at?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 3 and verse 24.
Go ahead. So that vain opinion, man. And what is that vain? What is that opinion that's rooted in lack of understanding and lack of care? Read on.
And an evil suspicion.
Yeah, you start to get an evil suspicion about brothers. Man, I see you got that garment, but how you could afford that? You're supposed to be priests. You're supposed to be broke. You're supposed to be all Israel's broke, right? Here say all the time, but what's up with his garment? Brother shining over there, right?
Yeah.
Like drop a dime on somebody. This guy's shining, man. Why is this guy, what's up with this dude? I don't like that. Banana hanging from the left, and drop a dime. Right? Evil suspicion. How you get that with him? How you do that? How do you make that happen? You start to look at first of all, the wrong things. You look at the wrong things, not understanding, wait a minute. The Most High provides. It's the Most High that's making the things happen because of what we do in the Spirit. Think about it, man. Even to get this school to this level that it was done. If they weren't in unity out here, you know how much things the Most High blessed for free or for discounts?
Oh, yeah.
He was calling me, man, they hooked us up with these desks for like a couple of bucks. I'm like, what? Well, the unity was there to even go out and look. We're going to go look for this at this place. And you pull up, and what was it? You got some tiles or something, wood?
We got
a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace.
Right, but think about it.
That table in there, which is little glass round table.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was just like, listen, if you can grab it, it's yours.
Listen, that in that bookcase.
But think about this. Look, we're going to look for everything on Facebook Marketplace. Well, I don't want to do that. I want to go to Craigslist. Well, I want to go over to whatever other spot, offer up. But the agreement was, the unity was Facebook Marketplace. And the Most High, like little small things that y'all would never really understand, like, hey, just when you get home, babe, I need you to do such, 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 and such. She gets home, she does such, 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 but she forgot the last such. And you're like, why'd you do that? Well, I thought that, no, don't think. You already was given clear instruction. But then now that's why the blessings don't happen. That's why the Most High don't bless even when we do try. Because we're not doing it right.
You tried it your way.
You tried it your way. It's little small things that we got to do. But you got to get the mental blocks out of your head. Where we at? Go to Titus real quick. I'm going to let you get that Timothy's. Go to Titus 1:15. Very, very important. Read.
Titus chapter 1.
No. I'm sorry. Finish up Ecclesiasticus. Hold that Titus.
I'll read from the top.
Yep.
For many are deceived by their own vain opinion.
Yeah, there's a deception. You think you're right. You think you're right, but your perception is coming from a negative place. Go ahead.
And an evil suspicion has overthrown their judgment.
And then you judge according to that lack of all the spiritual things that are needed to judge, to unify. Titus
chapter 1 in verse 15.
Go ahead.
Unto the pure, all things are pure.
Yeah, but a man that's moving off of evil suspicion, the purity in you is already gone.
That's right.
You're already looking at things with a side eye. You're already looking at things to fail. You're already looking at things like, why is this beneficial? When you gotta ask, why is it beneficial to be around brothers that teach the Bible? It's a problem. You got something going on in you. When you gotta ask, why is it beneficial for me to be around men of wisdom? I'm not saying we got it all. But do y'all not see us try? Do y'all not see us make things happen in the spirit for the benefit of the brothers and sisters?
Boy, it works.
And it does work. I mean, even just us being here, it didn't have to work. The Most High didn't have to bless it the way He did. How many of y'all ever drove in a caravan of five or six cars? You've done it. Is it easy? It can be a nightmare, but let's have an order, let's have a structure, and let's not break the ranks. And guess what? The Most High made us get here. It took a little longer than we wanted, but the Most High made the driving part of it where Listen, just leaving basketball, we driving. Like Rob said, look in the rearview mirror. And I looked, and all you see was cars doing 360s in the lanes. There was an accident. Car, like, I literally looked in the side view, and the Jeep next to us was doing a 360. And everything stopped right behind us. And I'm like, that could have been us. But why does the Most High let us escape these little things? It's the small things we do in unity. It's the purity that I'm going to let you come in. It's the purity, the pure mind state that what are we trying to accomplish? What are we trying to do? Well, if you do not good, won't you be accepted? Right? Won't the Most High let things happen in your favor? I know it sounds like church, right? He got favor and he covers us, but it's real. But what does he cover? What does he bless? When you read Psalms 133 and 3, he said that's where the blessing was commanded, through unity. But see, a lot of men ain't blessed because you don't want that fountain of unity to spring forth. Because mentally, you're still stuck as a Gentile. You're still stuck in America's mind state of being an individual. So anti-social social club. You don't need nobody. I'm a rock of one. I give you all the damn acronyms. I'm a lone wolf. That's a lie. I'm solo dolo. Listen, throw me to the wolves because there's order in the pack. Wolves roll in packs with order and unity. Ain't no lone wolf. That's ridiculous. Finish it up. To the pure, all things are pure.
But unto them that are defiled,
right,
and unbelieving,
you move in disbelief that unity is not going to heal you. That unity won't work for you. Well, I tried that. I was with the gang, and look where they got me. Right. I unified with my family. Look where they got me. Right. When you unify with the wrong thing, you join on the idols, you're going to get what idol worship is. Right. You're going to be heartbroken. When you join with your family and they're teaching you Christmas, and then we come and tell you it's wrong, you're going to be heartbroken. Damn, they betrayed me. They taught me Christmas and Easter. I thought they loved me. And now we're showing you the Most High in his way, and the skepticism in you, the evil suspicion in you, you know what it's doing? And I almost feel sorry for some brothers and sisters because we get it. It's a defense mechanism where you're like, you know what? I'm just not there yet. Some of us just are not there yet. It's understandable. But when are we going to get there? When are we going to let the pure mind state reign? But you have to drop all defenses. You know what they say? Just give it a try. Just try it. Right? When they was hitting you with the blunt, and they were like, oh, no, that's all. Just try that. Girl, just drink it. And you were like, goop, 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 goop. Right? Just drink it. Just drink it. It's all good. Just trust the process. That's all we ask. Trust the unity. Trust the process. Taste and see that the Lord is good. See, that's loud. Go ahead, finish it up as I can hand the mic. Go ahead.
But unto them that are defiled and unbelieving,
right,
is nothing pure.
Is nothing pure. I'm going to get one more and it's going to go right into your scripture. Go to 2 Timothy 3 and 8. Oh, that's fine. Go to 2 Timothy 2 and verse 8.
Come. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
Remember that Yahweh.
No, 2 Timothy 3 and 8.
2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
Now as Janus
and Jambres, these were the Egyptian, the ones that brought magicians, that's the word I'm looking for. These were the Egyptian magicians. And I'm going here for a reason. Go ahead.
Now as Janus and Jambres withstood Moses.
They did what?
Withstood Moses.
Go ahead.
So do these also resist the truth.
Right. So we don't want to be in the mind state of these magicians that I'm going to withstand the truth. Well, the truth of the matter is, woe to him that is left alone. That's bottom line. Listen, they tell you that in the world. They tell you that in the world. You better, if you by yourself, you better have that thing on you. Right? You better have something on you. But we know we don't have to roll like that. We just got to roll in unity, and that's the cover. We can't think we're going to resist what the Most High wants. Go ahead.
Men of corrupt mind.
Men of what?
Corrupt mind.
Go ahead.
Reprobate.
What?
Reprobate.
See, we don't want to turn into this reprobate mind state. That's where it leads to. It leads to you being reprobate to the point where now you put down the Bible, and what do you go unify with? The damn Muslims. You gonna be a Muslim, you gonna be a Buddhist, you eat in the Buddhist temple, you what? You go to Kemet, because there are a bunch of individuals. Reprobate, go ahead.
Concerning the faith.
Right. Go back to 2 Timothy, go back to Titus 1 and verse 16. And finish that.
Titus chapter 1 and verse 16.
Read.
They profess that they know God.
See, the ones that are defiled in the mind, they profess they know God. I know God. See, I got beard, fringes, braids. I got all that. Got my rib halfway in order. She got spandex with the dress, a spandex dress. Right? I got her kind of in there. My kids are kind of in order. I stopped eating pork, like he said. I stopped doing all the outward things they profess. Go ahead.
But in works,
right?
They deny him.
But in works, see, what are our works? We have to work to unify. Go ahead.
Being abominable.
Come on.
And disobedient.
And what?
Disobedient.
Come on.
And unto every good work, reprobate.
And this is the mind that we don't want to be in. This is what we got to break out of, man. That reprobate, disobedient children. Just give it a try. Finish it up. Just try it. And drink that.
Somebody give me Matthew chapter 12 and verse 35. And then somebody give me 1 Timothy 1 and verse 19.
These are going to be the last two scriptures.
Matthew.
These are going to be the last two.
Verse 35.
Yeah, this is it. These are the last two.
Go ahead.
A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things.
So we already understand that the heart is speaking of your mind. So if you have good thoughts, pure thoughts, circulating through your mind, especially when it comes to unity, especially when it comes to your brothers, your sisters, your nation, and guess what you're gonna have? You're gonna have good things. But read.
And an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things.
And an evil man, he's gonna bring forth evil things. So you know what's cool about this? Sometimes all you gotta do is just sit back and watch. You're gonna show forth what you are. If you're thinking about negative all the time, considering your brothers and considering your sisters, the scripture says you're going to bring forth evil things. So a lot, and I'm glad you mentioned what happened earlier. Because we're driving, we're coming back from playing basketball, and I just see a Jeep, a yellow Jeep. It's the nice Jeeps that, you can...
The Wrangler.
It's the Wrangler. They're not supposed to slip and slide in water. They got those thick tires.
I think he was doing this. He was doing 360s.
Now he's doing 360s behind, and I'm like, this is nuts. Because we're driving a Jeep, and we've been driving for damn near 30 hours. And not one accident. Not one accident. We driving through a whole rainstorm,
traffic.
Not one accident. But right next to us, you have this person tripping out, accident. All the traffic behind us stopped. But think about it. Where was our minds at? Was our minds on, oh my gosh, this is 30 hours. We gotta drive over there. We gotta eat. We gotta prepare the food. We gotta unify. We gotta skip out on work. We gotta teach the kids. Was our minds on that? Or was our minds on, man, we get to see these brothers and sisters, a lot of them that we haven't seen in a year or two, or that we haven't met, that we see online all the time. Mm-hmm. Our minds was on that. So it was like, yeah, we thinking positively, we thinking pure. So guess what? This is what the Most High do. We get here safely. But the Wrangler that lives in Virginia, they didn't. Right. They didn't. But I'm using that as an example to show, like, if your mind ain't on the purity, not just the unity, but everything that we do in the truth, if it ain't pure, if it's on negative, then the negativity is going to be made manifest.
And the fact is that we're so imperfect, you can really run with that. You know what I mean? You can pick anything and use that to try to have a reason to
I'm not messing with him. I'm not messing with her.
Yeah.
You can do that all day. Because why? Brothers and sisters are going to make mistakes. But how often should you forgive thy brother? You know, but it's kind of the other way around. How often is it easy for you to condemn a brother?
All the time.
All the time. Or, you know what? I'm not messing with him because the imperfections.
Yep.
So, that's what we have to see. One last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one last one.
Okay.
And then I got one last one.
Until the last.
Until the very last.
So the next one, somebody read 1 Timothy 1:19.
1 Timothy.
Christian. Ephesians.
1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 19.
Go ahead.
Holding faith and a good conscience.
This is what it's about. Read it one more time.
Verse 19. Holding faith.
Come, right? So you got to hold faith. All of us are here. We're faithful. We believe in the Most High, Yahushai. We strive to get better, to deliver our nation. We strive to be faithful, right? All of us have at least some grain of faith. Some is higher than others, right? But we have, for the most part, we all have the faith, right? But this is the thing that a lot of Israelites and a lot of brothers and sisters forget to have with that faith. Read.
And a good conscience.
And a what?
A good conscience.
One more time.
And a good conscience.
Because a lot of times, you will have that faith. Yeah, the 12 tribes. Yeah. It's real. It's us. The curses, yes, I see it. Jesus Christ, hallelujah. We see it. Hallelujah. Somebody break that. We see it. We have the faith. You'll sit in class and you hear it and you're like, oh my God, you're in class. Good, it's good, right? But we don't be having that good conscience. We be having a negative thought. The Most High puts you in a situation, and instead of you having a pure outlook towards that situation, it's always negative. So because it's negative, what ends up happening? And it's not just a situation that the Most High puts you when you have negative thoughts towards your brother because he corrects you, or your husband or your wife because they correct you, they put you in a certain, they make you feel a certain type of way. You will have a negative conscience. You got to do something. You got to cook, you got to clean, you got to do something for your brother or your sister, and now your thoughts is negative. Right? But you know what that does to you? This is the cold part. Read.
Which some having put away concerning faith have made shipwreck.
A lot of people just think that all the other things about the scriptures, the fruits of the Spirit, you don't need it. You just need faith. Yeah, I believe in Jesus Christ. Yes. I'm an Israelite. Look at my beard. Look at my hair. Look at my fringes. Look at my head wrap. But all the other things, they don't care about it. And because they don't care about it, they don't care about it because of their faith.
They're right.
They're like, why do you got my faith? I'm here. I don't need this. I don't need what you're saying.
I don't need unity.
I don't need unity. I don't need all these other things, right? But
I don't need these things to be an Israelite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why is that necessary?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Why is gathering together necessary?
Yep.
Finish it up. Yeah, read it again. It's all good.
Verse 19.
Yes, sir.
Holding faith in a good conscience,
Uh-huh.
which some having put away concerning faith have made shipwreck.
And this part is hilarious. Have y'all ever watched when a plane crashes? That stuff just crashes. It's done. You ever watched the ship sink?
It takes forever.
It takes forever. So because you don't have a good conscience of what you're doing, you just slowly, like the Titanic, you just slowly start going down. You just slowly start deteriorating. And then everybody sees it. And then you might even see it too. And you wonder like, why? Man, why is this happening? You just sinking. A ship never, even if it gets hit with a torpedo or a kamikaze, it never just sinks. It takes forever. It starts taking on water. People start panicking, drowning. All that starts happening. But that's what happens with us if we don't have a good conscience, because you'll be in a situation, or the unity. We're celebrating this feast for 8 days. You don't have the good conscience or the good outlook towards the unity. So these 8 days, while everybody's partying, you just man, I can't wait for this to be over. I can't wait to go back. I can't wait to go back to my room, to go back to my house. I can't wait to not be around all these other people and their kids and all this. And when is class going to be over? How long is class going to go on? You can't wait. because your conscience ain't paired. So you just shipwrecking. But it won't just be this; it'll be everything else. Where you just slowly sinking.
Get the remote.
And then you just enter the bottom.
Was that it?
Yes, sir. That's it.
Let me just end it on this one last scripture. Let's go to Proverbs real quick.
That was a
Very nice.
beautiful scripture, brother.
Yeah. Let's go to Proverbs 16:3 real quick.
Wow.
Proverbs 16:3, and we'll end it here. And, you know, like we were saying, just give it a try. Give it a try. Give the unity. Give the brotherhood, the sisterhood. Before you come up with a misconception that it doesn't work, give it a try. Watch, read.
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 3.
Read.
Commit thy works unto the Lord.
He said do what?
Commit thy works unto the Lord.
He said to do what?
Commit thy works unto the Lord.
The Most High said you got to commit to something. At least commit to the Lord. Commit to Him. But again, understanding it's not just about the few things we do outwardly. Commit to the Lord. Looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith. We got to look at how Yahweh Shai rolled and what He wanted. He wanted to be around the brethren. That's why He called them. He could have did all the works by His damn self. Why did He call 12 other men? Because He understood that unity needs to be happening. Brotherhood, sisterhood, I got to show these men how to do things together, how to bring things together. Commit thy works unto the Lord. Go ahead.
And thy thoughts shall be established.
And He'll establish the thought process on the back end of why it's necessary, of how it's necessary, of how it can be done. And you won't deal and roll with the evil suspicion because that'll already be out of you. That won't take hold because he'll establish the thought process towards men, towards the brothers, towards the sisters, towards everything that we do. But you got to make a commitment either way it goes. What are you going to commit to? The Gentile way or the way of righteousness? And that's a rhetorical. You had something? So we ain't going to end, huh?
No, I just wanted to add that one scripture we always use, man. Zephaniah 2:1 real quick.
Right.
I mean, I didn't want it to be too obvious, but, you know, we got to do this.
Yeah, basically.
Book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together.
Y'all remember this? This is the one that brought y'all in? Gather together, O nation not desired. Read on.
O nation not desired.
Read.
Before the decree bring forth.
What decree is he talking about? Which decrees are he talking about? Before he say, no, you can't get in with Israel. Before he say, no, you can't come to Israel with that. Before he say, depart from me, I never knew you. That's the scary one. See, before those decrees come forth, before he say, listen, everyone that doesn't wish to serve me, bring them here so I can slaughter them. Bring them here and slay them here before me. Before he sent down those decrees, gather together, get with your brothers, get with your sisters, get that correction that can only come from a brother or a sister, a real brother or a sister, before Christ got to come and do it. Before Yahweh Shai got to come and just pass the judgment and say, you know what? You ain't going to make it. Behead him, burn him, throw him into fire everlasting, where their worm dieth not. Before all them decrees come out, get it together and get yourself right. What's that?
I have a precept.
Okay, let's go.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25. Not forsaken the assembly of yourself together, as the manner of some is.
There it is, break it down.
That means you need to get together because we see you in the last days. You can tell by the signs and stuff like that.
He says the manner of some is. Stop being like those some. He's showing you right there. You're not being an individual. You're not unique when you do that. There's other people just like you doing the same damn thing. He said, don't be like them. You really want to be unique? Get that crown. There's only 144,000 getting them crowns, man. There's only 144,000 is going to be that ruling body. You want to be unique? That's unique. Read.
but exalt one another, and so much the day more, as ye see the day approaching.
Right. He said, but love one another so much the more as you see this day approaching. As you see that he's about to drop these decrees, man. They got the picture. Somebody's holding up Keep God Out of California. Then they got the picture below it. He said, okay, it's all burnt up. All they show is that red fire burning down California. Like, you asked for it, that's what you got. See that? Before that decree come forth, man, before your whole neighborhood ended up catching fire, with you in it, gather together. Gather with your people. Come?
Brothers and sisters, we thank y'all. We thank y'all for joining us. You know, it was a longer class than usual. We thank y'all for letting us come up here and you know, teach the gospel, man. Like it says in Isaiah 60, 62, 61. Yeah, you know, so with that, we'll end class here. Again, you're not going to see us online for the next 8 days or so, next Friday. But we will be here in VA getting it in. When we leave VA, the Houston camp, we're going to go back to Houston and we're going to do 4 days in Houston. All right, so anybody that's in Houston that's missing out here, we're going to be out there to do the same thing. Okay? So with that, we'll say shalom. Shalom!